candidates have already joined the orientation, right? So first of all, I hope that you all are doing well, and you know that I'm very much delighted to welcome you on the cybersecurity training program, right? And today mark the beginning of the exciting journey where we will be going to deep dive into the world of cybersecurity and exploring the various aspects that are crucial to protecting the digital landscape. So I just want to tell you a little bit about myself, right? That I have been working in the field of cybersecurity and IT since last 10 years. I hope my screen is visible to you, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a presentation, I guess. Hello?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
Am I audible? Yes.
So,
Hi, sorry, you were saying something, Bharat?
yeah, my presentation is visible to you guys.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So I have started my journey in the field of IT and security since 2013, and I joined as a system administrator, and after that I worked for system administrator as a 3 years, and after that I got a chance to work with. I got a chance to join an what we can say apprentice or training program where I got a chance to learn the digital forensic and incident response. And after that completion of that training program, I got placed in a company, private company. Though that company is associated with income tax department and crime investigation, Central Bureau of Investigation, goods and service tax departments, and other law enforcement agencies, right? So I'm supposed to be the person who is handling the assisting them in the fraud investigation and incident response, right? So we have handled many cases like money laundering, child pornography, digital data thefts, brute force attack, denial of service attacks, and also recovered the data from deleted and exfiltrated data for the client, right? And after that, I moved to Samona Limited, right? And I worked as a just a moment, guys.
bedroom. Okay. Bharat can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So after that, I moved to Samona Limited and worked as a security operation analyst, right? And basically, I'm responsible for managing the team of security analysts, where we are doing the we are managing the SOC operations, right? We are handling the security operations center. And in our training program, we designed to provide you with a comprehensive understanding of cybersecurity, and we will cover the various modules, including introduction to cybersecurity, network security, threat management, threat intelligence, how to integrate threat intelligence in our daily operation, right? And also incident response and many more topics that we have covered. I've already shared module list with all of you, right? And each module is structured to build on previous one and ensuring that interactive learning is our experience, right? So I hope that you will help me to help you in this scenario, because it's a two-way communication program, right? It's not like that I'll speak for 2 hours and you will listen it and we'll wind up the sessions, right? So I hope that you will actively take part, proactively work on your task, right? And then we'll move ahead, right? So in today's digital age, right, cybersecurity is more important than ever, right? And with the increasing number of cyber threats and it's crucial to protect our digital systems, identity data, and networks, right? So this program is designed to equip you with the tools and the knowledge, and that depends against the threats effectively, and build a secure digital environment and improve the security posture of the organization, right? So I just to support your learning, we have provided a range of course materials and resources. Whatever resources are required to you, I'll be provide you in on our WhatsApp group, right? You need to work on that, and you will find attached the documents we will cover throughout the program, right? We'll share the presentations, the PDF documents that you are required to uh, refer, and you have to present some tasks on daily basis, right? I'll give you the task, and you have to present it on in by presentation mode or PDF or whatever, that how we comfortable with it, right? So please take some time to review them and start familiarizing yourself with the topics. And our first module will be the introduction to cybersecurity. So I would engage you to start researching about the topics and prepare about those topics and terminologies, right? So I think that by the end of the training program, you will have this solid understanding of the fundamental principles of cybersecurity, and you will be able to identify, mitigate various cybersecurity threat in the environment. You will be able to investigate those incidents. You can find the artifacts that requires to be present to the client in the form of evidences, right? And also with the best practice, also we will be trying to implement the best practices to protect the organization's information and digital assets, right? So I hope most of the people are from IT background, right? And our goal is not only to educate you, but also to inspire you to pursue a rewarding career in the cybersecurity, because as we have already committed you to build up and get the job in the cybersecurity, right? Yeah, so it's a two-way communication process. We believe in interactive learning throughout the program, and there will be numerous opportunities. We'll discuss the various case studies, various scenarios, right? And you will clarify your doubts whenever required. You can ping me anytime in the WhatsApp group or in weekdays also. I'll be happy to help you in clearing your doubts, right? So we have also dedicated supported team to assist you and with the queries and difficulties that you might face, right? So don't hesitate to reach out to me whenever you need any help. So once again, welcome you to cybersecurity training program, right? And I'm excited to what we can say, embark you in this journey with you, and look forward to see your progress, right? So this is all about the what we can say, the introduction part, right? So let's move on to the next slide. So please be interactive. Don't just listen to me. Don't just agree on my points, right? So you have to put your arguments also, right? So first and foremost thing is, we already discussed like what are some basic terminologies in terms of cybersecurity, and what backgrounds do you require, right? So from the beginning, we can say that what are the cyber crimes, right? So we can say that the cyber crimes are the illegal activities that are carried out using digital devices, computers, and internets, right? So just leave it about the cyber crimes, right? We don't move to directly cyber crimes, right? So have you have any mind, do you have any things that you that need a physical, there are physical things, but that might be a risk and require a security. So I want your point of view, that you have any physical things then that requires a security, right? So please put out. I want you to come out with a single point, right, where you have some things in your pocket or in your bank or in your cupboard that requires a security.
Yeah, like nowadays, it's not just about in what is in our pocket, but us also. So we protect us by, like self-defense. We also have to protect. So this is in the technology world, cybersecurity is the thing like which helps us protect our data and all the documents.
Right, exactly. Walking on a road is also a risk, because you might not know, like when a car hits you, right? So it's a kind of risk, right? So any other points? Any other points that you might require, any that are needed some security?
Like our password, like yeah, bank card password, anything, like we have to be careful.
Correct. Anything else, Pavnika?
Sorry, Bharat. Yeah, there is a. I researched some topic when you send a message. So there is like some steps we need to prevent our cyber criminal like getting hold of our account data and devices. So we need this security kind of the secure our data and of course the whatever the other side as well. But yeah, the same is end of my view. But yeah, that I search.
Uh, have you seen an advertisement where a lady is putting a post on Instagram and Facebook, like whenever she's purchasing a gift, she used to post some photo, clicks the photograph and puts on the in on Instagram, right? So once she went to uh, a hotel and clicked the photograph, and she posted that photograph on the Instagram, right? So that picture contains the uh, card details, right? Billing information, right? And on her birthday, she also used to click the photographs and put on the website, then on uh, on Instagram, right? So,
Yes.
for example, there is a cyber criminal who is continuously following a person, right? So, what he will do, he will try to gather each and every information, right? So, whenever she posts a photograph on her birthday, so that the criminal gets her birthday, right? Whenever she puts the picture which contains the debit card or credit card information, right? So that information, that picture contains the debit card information, right? Some photographs there might contains the address, phone numbers, and all that, right? So not only your physical things, your address, phone number, your credit card information, everything is at risk, right? Because no one knows, a third party or third person, how manipulate it, how it use it for their benefit, to try to trick them to for their benefits, right? So these are everything which is in your hand are some at some risk, right? So the protection of those data is equally important like physical things, right? Not only physical thing, your digital data is also at a high risk, right? That data can be manipulated easily, correct? So these are, so mostly we can say that whenever a cyber criminal try to do some illegal activities, right? We're using some computers, digital devices, or internet. right? They will try to use your personal data, right? This is only just for a person, right? But when it comes to broader sense, right, we can say that it's an organization, it's a company, it's a government institution, it's an education institution, university, schools, right? So when a critical data of these type of institution are stealed by the cyber criminals, right, the disruption activities can be is the major issue while these details are getting exposed, right, by through which the unauthorized person can gain the access to their system, manipulate the data, change the username, password, right? Can I have access to the bank details, right? Bank credentials, right? So cyber criminals can have the range of data, right, where they can do the financial thefts or data breach or cyber espionage or a hacking, right? So how many of you have heard about the day before yesterday's or day before yesterday's news regarding the CrowdStrike and Microsoft? Anybody has any idea regarding that?
There was the outrage, I guess.
No, and
From,
network,
yeah.
yeah, network issue.
Network issue, right? Outage, right? And
Yeah.
so just imagine that Microsoft is providing services globally, right? Across the world, the Microsoft users are there, right? And a small bug, a small update missed by the CrowdStrike could impact almost 3 lakh users across the globe. 3 lakhs users were affected. 3 lakhs users face the outage in their services, right? So these users consist of banks, hospitals, airline services, right? So these are the systems that were affected by a single bug that was encountered in CrowdStrike. They already missed out an update in that. It's not, we cannot say that it's a cyber attack, but it's we can say that it was a mistake of the company and organization who are trying to they're trying to getting update their systems or their softwares, but they missed out that thing. And due to that, the whole scenario was created, right? Before, and recently we also come across we can say that it's a cyber attack on NHS, I hope, right? So you might have heard about that the NHS was impacted by a ransomware or malware, or they have their thousands of surgeries and operations were delayed. Ambulance emergency services are also affected, right? Medical records are exposed to the cyber criminals, right? So these are kind of the illegal activities that can be a part of the cyber crimes, right? So if we talk about the some types of cyber crimes, right? So these are some terminologies. I hope you are making note of these things, right? I'm going to ask you these things tomorrow also, right? So please keep a note of this. I'll also share these presentations with you, right? So first, the type of cybercrime is the hacking, right? It's hacking is just, we can say, we might have heard about that. Your phone got hacked, right? Your website got hacked, right? So it's an unauthorized access of your computer system or mobile or a network, right? That they're trying to modify it and destroy your data, correct? So sometimes you might have heard about that your Facebook account got hacked, right? So the unusual posts are getting on your Facebook or Insta profiles and all that, right? Sometimes your relatives might getting calls, right? That so and so person is asking some money, pretending to be a relative of mine and all that, right? So how they are getting these type of information? It's by hacking, by getting unauthorized access to your systems, to your accounts, to your computer systems, and they'll try to modify the data, and those data can be used for exploiting your identity, right? So common forms include the exploiting vulnerabilities, right? Brute force attack, social engineering. These are some new terminologies, right? We will discuss in detail also, but yeah, please make note of these terminologies and try to research about these things. That will help you to gain more knowledge, right? And we'll discuss the live scenarios about these terminologies. Meanwhile, if you have any doubts, queries, please interrupt me anytime, right? And if you find it some boring lectures, please let me know, right? So that we can also change the patterns, right? The second type of cybercrime is the phishing, right? Phishing is how many of you are getting the emails of offers, and you won the lottery of £1 million and something like that. You might have got the emails like, you got the job in Microsoft, please download your offer letter from this link, and you are asked to pay some money for refundable amount of money, and you are just got trapped. So these are some lucrating offers that are sent by the cyber criminals on your email IDs, right? So there might be some emails in your account, like so and so friend is trying to access your someone from your account is trying to access your account, and if you click on that account, that link, you will enter your username and password, right? And that username and password, that might be a fake link, and that help criminal to get your username and password into their systems, right? So suppose, for example, you get an offer regarding you won the a lottery of £1 million, and you are required to submit your details, right? In electronic form, you have to fill the form. You have to enter your account details, your name, email ID, phone number, account numbers, IFSC code, and all that, right? So these type of offers you might got on your emails, and you are trying to open those links, and you are getting trapped in that type of phishing attacks, right? So it often involves deceptive emails, websites, or messages, right? So I hope you got the idea how phishing works, right? Means you are getting, see, one thing you must keep in mind, right? Whenever you get such kind of lucrative offer, just think like that. You are getting nothing is for free, right? You are going to be charged directly or indirectly something from your account, right? From your details, from your data, from your account, anything, right? Third type of attack is the malware attack, right? We can say that malware is the malicious software, right? It involves like viruses, worms, Trojan horse, or ransomware, or spyware. That these type of malicious softwares are designed to damage and disrupt or gain the unauthorized access of your system, right? We'll discuss these things in detail also, right? So ransomware type of, we can say it's a kind of malware, right? And encrypts victim files and demands payment for the decryption. See, so you might have faced somewhere sometimes, like in your laptop, all the extension of your files are a common type of .chrome, or some unusual pptx os or something like that, right? In my recent previous organization, we have been faced by malware, so ransomware incident, right? Where all the data of our company was encrypted, and it was like the extension of pptx os, right? It's an unusual extension, right? And if you find that sometimes your laptop might have been hit by some kind of ransomware, right? Where all the the files are getting encrypted with a common type of extension. And if in that you will find a note in notepad file, right, text file, that if you want to decrypt this kind of we can say your data, you will have to pay your money in terms of the bitcoins or cryptocurrencies, right? So in any idea of your in mind, like that you have been come across any kind of some kind of ransomware attack or virus or worms, please let me.
I receive many times this kind of link and updates and like that. But what I do is, if I don't know, I never open the links before I have any idea like why they're sending for which company or like whatever I'm using. I know mostly, so I never try. But yeah, I receive lot of links, even WhatsApp group as well sometime, which we don't know, but they send the links like please join this group. So yeah, I noticed that one, but I never ever open or that kind of links. So I'm safe at the moment.
Anything else?
Yeah, like as I joined here as a student in my university, so I just my personal information is shared with the university. But after a few days of joining and my enrollment, I have received so many messages, so many requests from in the Insta from the like name of UK assignment helps. Join this group, you'll get benefited in the future by some of the job job fairs and as I mentioned like assignments. So these are some of the links and which they get information and then they message us.
Sometimes you might have get an offer like you please spin the wheel and you will get the iPhone, you will win the iPhone, and you have to share the this post in a number of groups to claim your offers, right? So doing such kind of activities, you are not only get attracted by that offer, but you are losing something, right? You are losing your data, you are getting exposed in front of the cyber criminals, right? So yeah, that's great. Thank you for putting your thoughts, right? And the fourth type of what we can say cybercrime is cyber stalking, right? It's an harassment or a stalking of individual following on Instagram, Facebook, and many social networking websites, right? And sending and involving them with the intimidating messages, false information, and monitoring someone's online activities, right? So this is called a cyber stalking or social engineering. Socials mean whenever we are getting socialized on internet or right in terms of Facebook, Instagram. So the other terms we can say that it's in social engineering, right? We are getting more and more information about the people, following them for their own benefits, right? The fifth is this denial of service attack, right? Denial of service means the service is getting denied, right? Whenever I'm working on an see, sometimes you might have faced an issue like whenever you go to an ATM, right? They have they stick one board, this ATM is out of service. Whenever you are trying to um, uh, withdraw money from ATM in the middle of the transaction, you are facing some kind of issue like the service is not provided, right? So this is why these type of errors coming in front of you, right? There might be some issues, there might be some problems. You might trying to access your bank details from your bank, and they are not able to try to retrieve those information and sending back to you through ATM, right? So some or the other way, your service, your request is getting denied, right? Suppose I am using I have my company, I have my server, right? And I have 5 users who are trying to access the data, means PDF files, some important documents. I have put it on a server, right? And all the 5 members are using that server, and they are trying to access those resources from my server. They will put request on my server, and server will distribute those data to the respective user, right? Suppose, for example, one day my 5 users are getting errors like the server not reachable, right? Unable to locate your file, right? So in that cases, my server capabilities, my server resources are getting allocated somewhere else. Some other users, some other users outside my company is trying to access my resources, and my own users are not getting those resources. So my users are facing the denial of service, right? My users is complaining me that I'm not able to get those resources from that server. I'm continuously making the request, but I'm not able to find those resources. It's not locating, right? So this is called a denial of service attack, right? It means whenever what attackers will do, attacker will flood the multiple thousands of requests on a single server, right? Due to which authorized users are not getting those resources, and server capability get exhausted, right? And then the legitimate users are not able to find those resources on the system, right? Why this happened? Because my server details are hacked or used by the cyber criminals, right? Which led to the unavailability of resources for my employees, right? So this is a denial of service attack, right? There are some other attacks like cyber crimes like financial fraud, cyber espionage, intellectual property theft, social engineering, right? So we please find, I want you to research about the financial fraud. Please make a note of that, right, in your note, and please update in the group that you are going to research about the financial fraud, right? First come first serve. What the one will will put in the group, the topic is will going to allocate to that person, right? So I'm giving you the assignment, right? The financial fraud is one topic, cyber espionage, right? And don't take an intellectual property theft. I'll explain you that. Social engineering, right? So I want 3 of you to take the ownership of one of the topic, right? And we'll discuss it tomorrow. Just we need to have the basic idea, right? What is financial fraud, and what is cyber espionage, what is social engineering, right? Let's move on to some next slide. It's the impact, right? So we can say that the impact of, see, whenever your data is getting compromised, right, you are going to lose something. You are going to lose your finance, your data, your services, your reputation, your national security threats. It could be anything, right? So whenever some data from your house getting stolen by some other person, right, there will be some impact, right? Some people will say that there is some incident in that, right? You might lose some money, your jewelry, right? Then your reputation may get destroyed. You may not have kept proper security in your house, right? And some legal consequences will also happen whenever this type of incidents happen with you also, right? So what are the impact whenever a cyber crime trying to disrupt the services of a company, right, or a person, right, or an institution? There are some impacts, right? The companies or organizations are going to lose something, right? So first and foremost thing, first impact is their financial loss, right? The intruder is trying to gain financial benefit for their own, right? So that's why they are trying to trick the user, trying to hack the users, right? So financial loss is the first and foremost thing that was impacted by the cyber criminals, right? So in financial frauds, suppose for example they have hacked the server, they have some data breach, some they have used ransomware attack, they have used financial fraud, right? And they are trying to steal the money of the organization, right? So these are some ways how they will try to manipulate the users. They'll try to do the data breach, right? They'll try to access the user data necessary, and critical systems are getting trapped, and they lose all the reputations in that, right? So in order to recover this data, right, intruders or hackers or criminals will charge some money, right? So with the help of data breach technique, with the help of ransomware attack, or with the help of financial fraud, they will try to manipulate the user for their financial gain, right? So sometimes they might say send you the phishing email, right? They'll try to follow you, they try to follow your identity, yeah, they try to, which resulting into the financial loss of the business or of individual, right? So cyber criminals mainly targets the banks, companies, and try to get their data stolen and get the unauthorized access and credentials to perform the fraudulent activities, right? So in order to mitigate such kind of financial losses, business need to invest in the robust security solution, right? We need to encrypt the data, we need to provide the firewalls, we need to provide the intrusion detection system, intrusion prevention system. So these terminologies are the infrastructures, right, which can be implemented on company or a bank, right, in order to make secure their digital data on the on internet, right? So second thing is the reputation, right? They might lose their reputation. For example, recently Santander Bank was affected with a ransomware attack, right? The cyber attack, right? In that attack, what happened? Anybody knows any idea regarding Santander incident of cyber attack?
I heard it.
Okay, right. What you any idea, any basic idea about that?
People throw the money, they can't access the open the link, like open account on the online, like that.
Exactly. So almost all the employees and all the customers across the globe, they were affected by this incident, right? And the bank contains the credit card information, phone numbers, addresses, names, everything was got exposed. And cyber criminal, what they did, they collected whole data of the Santander Bank and put on the dark web for the sale, right? So on dark web, there are thousands of criminals who want that data, right? That, suppose for example, my credit card information got leaked to what I can say, the hacker, right? He has everything: credit card information, date of birth, address, phone number, everything. He just make a call, verify his identity, and get what he can do whatever he wants, right? So whole data of the Santander Bank was put on sale on the dark web, right? Where cyber criminals can purchase that data and do whatever they want, right? So in that incident, what it happened, after that incident, thousands of users will think that before opening account with Santander Bank, right? They'll keep one thing in mind: the data got breached, right? They have lost all the data, and that there was a cyber attack. So reputation is got disrupted by this kind of incidents, right? For example, in a company, for example, the manufacturing or oil-based company, right? They have in technology based companies also, right? They are manufacturing softwares or something like that. If those kind of companies are affected by some software company or application building company, right? They will store whatever software they will design, whatever application they will design, they will store everything on their server, right? Once that server got hacked or faced by a cyber data breach, right? Everything will get encrypted. Means that the day when the company started till today, whatever they have created, everything got in vain, right? Whatever software they have created, whatever application they have created, everything was getting encrypted, right? Suppose I am the customer of that company and I'm asking that I need some kind of updation in that, and they came to know about that my company was affected by a cyber attack, right? will they will they give me the another project? No, right? No one believes that if you are going to reveal the data in front of the cyber criminals, no one is going to believe on you, right? So in that way, the reputation is getting disrupted, right? The third one is the operational disruption, right? Means the cyber attacks are disrupting the business operations, leading to loss of their productivity, right? Suppose a company, manufacturing company, is managing their daily task on network, right? So once the network got hacked, their daily task, daily operations will also get affected, right? Which in turn lead to their loss in their productivity, right? There might be situation like there is a malware attack. Someone uh, an intruder may have sent an email to an employee, phishing email to an employee, and then that employee was not aware about that offer, that lucrative offer, and that he just click on that that link, and everything got tracked, right? So due to this, the other system network resources are getting affected, and the users are not getting the access to their resources, right? So there might be a malware attack or the DOS attack or system intrusion attack. What do you think that about the network security threat? Any idea? National, sorry, not network, national security threats.
I guess if we are thinking about like the terms with different countries, if something is based in India and if something goes wrong with that company, then there definitely is the reputations get damaged. The other countries, other people might not invest or get along with their company or security.
Right, exactly, Harsh. So whenever suppose now companies are working remotely, right? The company's headquarter is located in United States, and the company and its employees are working from India, right? So this is the model that company is following right now, right? So whenever the companies are operating from multiple locations, so their data are in transit. Transit means whenever a person is trying to access the server in United States, right? I'm making a request of data that I want data from the server of United States, right? So United States server will send a data to me through internet, right? So whatever data comes through internet, that data is called as data in transit, right? Means the data is traveling to me through internet in India, right? So there are certain government compliance, that are certain government protection laws they have built up, right? So whenever you are operating from multiple location, there must be some rules and regulations that needs to be followed, right? That is called GDPR, General Data Protection Regulations, right? So when if you are failing to comply that regulation, laws and regulations, right, there might be your data might be at risk whenever it's traveling in transit, right? So due to which government might give some severe penalties on the companies if you are not following such kind of laws, right? So there are liabilities and actions will also be taken by the government, right? So at that time, companies need to face several consequences, because the resources of the company, the main resource decision maker of the company are going to involve with the government regulatory bodies in order to resolve out this type of situations, right? So this leads to the national security threats, right? So there are some other or the things like the intellectual property theft or customer trust royalty. We already discussed those things, right? So this all about the impact of the cyber crimes, right? Till now, if you have any queries, if you find that a topic is going bounce to you, right, please let me know. If you are finding it boring, please let me know, right? If it is finding interesting, please let me.
I'm happy with it.
Anybody else?
Yeah, like it's all good.
Okay,
I
right.
think.
Thank you for the responding to my boring lectures. So now the main important topic is what is cybersecurity, right? We have the done with the crimes, what are the impacts, what are the, we can say, consequences, how it can affect the company, everything we have done it, right? So now the cybersecurity. So we can say the security means we are providing some kind of protection, right? We are providing some kind of boundaries, right? So whenever, for example, in my home, right? In my home, I have something, I have money, I have jewelries, right? So for their protection, what I'll use the locker, right? I'll use the proper locking system in my doors. Windows are getting locked, right?
Yeah.
So in order to protect my resources, what I'll do, I will provide some kind of security in my home, right? This is all about the physical things, right? Physical asset of us, right? But what about your digital identity? What about your digital resources? Have you provided some kind of security mechanism, right? So that comes under the term called cybersecurity, right? So it's a kind of technology or a best practices or processes or procedures that intended to protect your network, or endpoint means your systems, your application, your website, your programs from attackers intending to cause the damage or gain unauthorized access, right? So the term refers to the both information security is also a synonym for that, the technology involved, as well as the business processes and surrounding them, right? So now when it comes to the cybersecurity, right, we can say that as we are moving towards the digitalization, right, the world is aggressively moving towards the digitalization, right? So there are chances of becoming target is more, right? It's increasing day by day. So while there is no way to stop, because we can see business processes are running, we can run it in house as well as on internet also, right? But if keeping a fear that my data will get exposed on internet if I'll go online, right? Then I won't expand my business. So I don't have any option of using online services, right? So I have to, in order to grow my business, in order to expand my activities, I need to go in front of world, right? Through internet. So there is a consequences also there, right? There might be a situation, there might be a problem that you are going to become a target for the cyber criminals, right? So stay, but you can stay vigilant. You can use the holistic security approach to survive from those kind of attacks, right? So the evolving threat landscape today emphasizing on need to analyze and deep dive into the core of cybersecurity, right? So it's evolving. Its role is to prevent the cyber attacks, right? So cyber attack is providing infrastructure, tools, technologies that can guard your digital assets, right? That can be your digital identity, company data, company server, company application, company website, bank details, banking application, everything, right? So best practice tools and technologies, right? And it is adopted by the individuals, companies, enterprises to limit the risk of threats, attacks, and damages and unauthorized access to your network and sensitive data, right? So it's not like that you are, whenever you go online, you are representing a company to the world, right? It's not like that you are going to become a target for the cyber criminals, right? But we have called a terminologies as infrastructure called cybersecurity, through which we can safeguard our sensitive data, right? So there are different types of security practices. We can say, like, it's an application security, means whatever business application that I'm using for my customers, my clients, that needs to be secure properly. Network security is another type, right? Where I'm utilizing for seamless carrying out seamless activities in my company. I use network security, right? There is a called infrastructure, right? That the cloud security is the evolving technology, right? Where the companies are moving towards the cloud, right? They are migrating their resources from on-premise server to the cloud resources, right? So cloud resources, cloud security is also a terminology, right? And there is also called a mobile security, right? The companies are also more operating on mobiles, right? They are providing their own applications. People are using the what we can say, their website in laptop is also considered under the mobile security, right? You are utilizing the services on mobility basis. The new evolving technology is called the IoT security, right? Information Internet of Things, right? That are the what we can say, the gadgets and device, right? So this is also the what we can say, the 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 heart surgery is also considered, and the pacemaker is also considered under the IoT security, because it works under a certain frequency. If you have watched one movie of South Indian, the lady has a pacemaker in her heart, and that was monitored by a criminal on beside a building, right? So it's comes under the IoT security, right? So I hope you get the idea, like what the term cybersecurity means. Any confusion in this? Any more idea? Any more points you want to discuss? Shamini,
At the moment, no.
is it clear to all of you? Shall we move ahead?
Yes.
So now there are three main principles of cybersecurity, right? The core of, we can say that why we are using the online services, keeping in what mind, right? So these are the 5 points that, out of which 3 are the most important things, right? The CIA Triads, right? C for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Every time, whenever you are going for an interview for entry level position, the first question that they will going to ask you is the CIA Triad. What is CIA Triad? It's a confidentiality, integrity, and availability, right? So on this core principle, the whole cybersecurity is operating, right? So what is confidentiality? Any idea? You
Confidentiality
can also research on internet, or you can also tell me the dictionary meaning of confidentiality. Anything, please come up with your idea.
confidentially means you have to like protect your data and like anything which is only into you, not access any. So this is called a confidential.
Yes, right. Paunika?
Confidently means like to keep companies' data's, like whatever the information they share, we need to keep at the confidence, like confidential, uh, and that kind of the maybe protect we can do is like we can call confidently. No, sorry, that confidentiality.
It's confidentiality, right?
Confi-
Pronunciation is also equally important whenever you are going in front of an interviewer, right?
Mhm.
Harsh?
Yeah, confidential is something like we don't share it till we need to, like something if an army is planning some attacks, it would be very confidential, like only some part of a team would know. And
Right.
then when it has to go on the platform online, then there would be a public announcement or something kind of. Yeah, confidential means some private.
So if you look at the let me share you an example, right? If you have referred some documents, right? A company's critical document, right? A government company critical document, right? In that um, in that document, you might have seen that there is a watermark called confidential, right? So confidential means it is not exposed to everyone. It is for some particular users, right? A government letters are not meant for an end user or local people, right? It's meant for some other of some specific group of people, right? It means we are ensuring that only the authorized users can have access to that information, right? Suppose I'm working in an organization, right? I'm working in an ABC company, right? I'm using the resources, like I'm using the servers, I'm using the printer, I'm using the firewalls, right? The whole infrastructure is made by XYZ company for me, right? Sorry, ABC company, right? I'm employee of an ABC company, right? So these infrastructure of ABC company was designed for me to carry out my day-to-day life. For example, an employee from XYZ company is accessing is the printer of ABC company, right? Is it legal to use the resources of other company by other employees? No, right? So I am whenever I'm going online, I'm making sure that my resources are only available to my authorized users, not outside the users, right? Not outside to the cyber criminals, correct? So confidentiality is just ensuring that only the authorized users can have access to the information of the company. So whenever company suffers a data breach or data leak, and an individual information is accessed by criminals, right? So the company and employees that don't have the proper authorization, so that confidentiality is compromised, right? Suppose my user credential, I'm using the company portal with my credential, right? bharatmachitra@abc.com, and my password is bharat@123. But a cyber criminal got my credentials, right? He got my username, he got my password, right? So the confidentiality is not maintained over here, right? So in order to maintain confidentiality, right, we can encrypt the data, right? We can provide some encryption mechanism, right? Encryption means what we can do, we are changing the format of my regular format of my password to any kind of characters, right? So encryption is the technique through which we can maintain the integrity of the data, right? So for example, there is we have what we can say, we in many competitive exam we have solved some problems like A means this, B means this, and C means this. So what is the meaning of DEF, right? So this is what we can say, we are providing some encryption mechanism in order to avoid the unauthorized access, right, to the cyber criminals, right? So this will help us to make our data in unreadable format, right? This will maintain the confidentiality, right? Second thing is the strong passwords, right? We can maintain the confidentiality with the help of strong password. If you have attend the orientation program, in that there is one slide regarding the password cracking, brute force attack by normal human activities and AI based activities, right? If your password is 12345678910, then our system can take a second to guess that password, right? If you are using some characters, but at the rate 123, it will not take a minute for a system to crack that password, right? So whenever you are increasing the complexity of the password, it becomes difficult for a system to manage to what we can say, combine those characters. Commutation and combination techniques will be getting time taken, right? So it's a best practice for us to keep the password almost 18 characters, so it becomes nearly impossible for an AI based system to crack that password, right? So this is the second thing that can help us to maintain the confidentiality. Third thing is the two-factor authentication. Have you been using the two-factor authentication in your mobile? Have you tried to use two-factor authentication?
Yes, I do use it in WhatsApp.
How you are using?
Like I've set a secret code kind of like sometimes it occurs and I'm not sure how does it work and everything, but I just used it and within some days it comes up, it just asks for it that I am the only person kind of
Right.
using it.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you how it's working. Have you heard about any other user is using multi-factor, two-factor authentication? Have you used Microsoft Authenticator or Google Authenticator?
I guess it works with the email.
Yes, it
Yeah.
works with the email. Sometimes.
Like if
So
yeah.
what's that? Two-factor authentication is the additional layer of security provided by the portal, right? By the application, right? So for example, a new user is trying, you suppose you are accessing your Gmail account from new device, right? So what they will do, whenever you enter your password, right? Username and password. See, most common two-factor authentication is the OTP, right? Whenever you log in into the bank application, right, you will ask to enter the OTP, right? So it means that you are verifying that you are the only user who is, if you don't have the OTP, you will not going to log in into the bank application, right? So it is a one way of two-factor authentication.
Yeah.
Right? Understood? The
Yeah.
second is the authenticator application, right? Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator are the application used for two-factor authentication. Right? What they will do, they will, whenever you try to log in into the system, right? The authenticator app is made in such a way that you have to scan your QR code in that, and then you have to add your credentials into the authenticator app. So whenever you're trying to access that account, right? So authenticator app will give you a code, and that code you need to add into that application, and then only you will able to log in into that system. Simple is that, correct? So whenever you are trying to use your Gmail account on a new device, it will ask some kind of authentication in terms of OTP, or if you have configured your account on Google Authenticator, then you will have to copy the code from Authenticator, and you have to put in that authentication tab, right? So it is a one way of maintaining the confidentiality. Second is, if you are working in an organization, they are following identity and access management solution, right? We'll discuss it later. It's a broad topic, right? That this is how we are maintaining the confidentiality. I hope the confidentiality part is clear to all of
you. Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yes.
Anyone is having doubt? It's time almost.
No, sir.
So now the second point is the integrity. After this, I will take a break of 10 minutes, right? Okay, the last 2 points I'll discuss. This second thing is the integrity, right? Integrity means that whatever data is sent from source is exactly same as the data received at the destination, right? So who guarantees that suppose I am accessing my balance from the application, right? So my XYZ amount of money is there in my bank account, right? So I made a request in my application, and bank is showing me that XYZ amount is there, right? It means whatever amount was there in the database of the bank was exactly sent to me on my mobile, right? Means the data is exactly same on the source, same on the destination. On my source is my server and destination is my mobile, right? So same data on server and mobile are both same. This is the dictionary and easiest meaning of the integrity.
Integrity.
Right? So whenever you are transmitting your data over internet, right? So data might be in the transit mode, right? There might be a chances that when the data in transit mode, that can get the tempered, right? Tempered by the end user. It can be modified by the end user. It's not, it's like there is XYZ amount in my bank account, and it's suppose if it's tempered by an unauthorized user, then it's showing that ABC amount in my application, right? So data, whenever data sent from server source is exactly same as the data received on the destination. This is the meaning of, we can say, that the integrity. So what we can do in order to maintain the secure integrity of the data, there are several mechanisms that can be used. One is the hash code. Have you heard about hash code? MD5, SHA, hashing algorithm. Have you heard about that in your academics? Anyone? Hash code, something like that? Nobody, like, right? So let me explain you what is hash, right? So, for example, I have one file called ABC, right? The that ABC text document contains the file, the sentence called "Welcome to Cybersecurity Program," right? That ABC that file abc.txt file. What I'll do, I will generate the hash code, correct? So, for example, I generated MD5 or I have generated SHA. So, whenever I generate that hash code, it's a unique code, right? Once the data in that text file is "Welcome to the Cybersecurity Program," right? And I saved it. What I did, next day I turned on my laptop and opened that abc.txt file and changed some data like "Welcome to Cybersecurity." I have eliminated training program, right? And then I have generated the hash code, correct? So if you see at the hash code of the same file, right, the hash code will be different, correct? It means the original file has the other hash code, and the tempered file has some other hash code. Means the file name is same, but the data in that file is different, correct? So hash code will maintain the integrity of the data. So for example, I am a forensic investigator working in Central Bureau of Investigation, right? I got some digital data. I got one file, right? So what I'll do, I have to take that data from police station to the court, right? So who will ensure that I have not tampered any data in that file, right? Is there any mechanism, right, that the source when the file dispatched from police station is exactly same as it reached at the court, right? That can be verified with the help of hash code. The judge will match the hash code from hash code of the file from police station, and it will match the hash code of the file from the court, right? If both the hash codes are matching, right, it means that file is exactly same that was in police station as well as in the court, right? So hashing is the mechanism through which we can
Bharat,
yes.
this sorry to disturb you. This hash code is for temporary, or all the time they send it to you like it's just generate only once?
See, see, I created one file called abc.txt, correct? Today I generated the hash and it contains the "Welcome to the Cybersecurity Program," correct? Today I generate the hash code, right? So the hash code is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, correct? When tomorrow I generate the hash code of that file without changing anything, it will generate the same hash code 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. After 10 years, without changing, when I generate the hash code of that abc.txt, it will generate the exactly same hash code that was generated 10 years before.
Understand.
right? But if you once you tempered that file, the hash code will get manipulated. It will change, right? If you add a single space, I'll show you that practically, right? How the integrity mechanism is working with hash code, right? If you add a single space in that file, the hash code will get changed, right? So this is how they are the in crime investigation they are managing the integrity of the data from as a to be present in the court of law, right? The third point is the availability, means my data must be available to all the users, right? Every time, right? So suppose, for example, I have company, I have one server, right? I have all the data in that server, and all the employees are using that data with the help of internet, correct? One day my server got crashed, right? Means everything gone. No employee will get access to the data, right? So where is availability? My data is not going to available to every users, correct? So this is the principle that we are using whenever we are going online. It means whenever there are chances of cyber attack on my server, right? So how I maintain the availability? It means like what I'll do. I will create one backup server identical to this. So whenever my server gets crashed, I will immediately switch over everything to my backup server. It means in crisis time also, my data is getting available to my resources, my users, correct? For example, Netflix, right? Everyone has the access to their Netflix account, right? And every time they are providing you the 99.99% of the data whenever you are accessing any movie and in web series, everything you are getting anytime, right? If someone tries to do some cyber attack on Netflix server, right? What they will do, they have created their own infrastructure. They have their backup server intact, right? If their one server get compromised, they will immediately transfer everything to their backup server. Means there are millions of users across the globe. They are trying to access the resources. They are trying to access the movies, the web series, everything. And every time they are getting access to their movies, right? It means the availability of the data in any condition, right? So this is called availability, right? So for maintaining availability, we already discussed that the offsite data, we can maintain the backup server, right? We can do virtualization, right? We'll discuss what is virtualization. So it's a process of creating software all on virtual version, right? You might have heard about the VMware, right? VMware virtual machine. And another thing is the virtual box, right? Oracle virtual box. So they'll create one resources or virtual machine separately, right? Which is functional anytime, right? And usually this is a piece of hardware and enables you to operate multiple software, right? So if you install virtual machine on your laptop, you can use Linux system, Ubuntu system, Ubuntu operating system. You can use Windows 10, Windows 7, any operating system, Kali or Unix, any system, any operating system can be operated with the help of virtualization, means VMware, right? So this is called the basic principle of the cybersecurity: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. There are two more options are there: accountability and auditability. Accountability means it's an assurance for an individual, right? That organization will be evaluated on their performance, right? Accountability means the regular review, monitoring, and for which anything behaviors is coming in their own environment. So accountability ensures that there there is not everything is going perfectly in their own organization. Auditably means it's a security audit and a systematic evaluation of security of the company, means their security systems are working properly, right? Their data is not going outside the organization. So this is all about the basic principle of the cybersecurity, right? So till now here, if you have any doubt, any query, please let me know.
At the moment is okay.
Okay. I guess if you don't have any doubt, it means you have understood everything, or you have understood nothing. So which should I consider? First one or second?
Means you explaining very well, so we understood. But we trying. If we have any question, can we chat on a WhatsApp group?
Yeah,
If we
sure. You
get
can anytime you can ping me on WhatsApp, right? And we'll clear out your doubts in the coming sessions, right?
yeah, so at the moment is
Yamini, Harsh, if you
Yeah,
have any queries.
yeah, at the moment is
Uh,
okay. And after I do my homework, if I get any query or anything, so I will contact you.
So let's take a break of 10 minutes. Right after that, half an hour I'll take of yours, and then after
Okay.
that we'll wind up the session, right? So
Okay.
we'll reconnect in by 11:45.
11:45.
Be on the channel itself. No need to disconnect, right? Let's
Okay.
take some break, and we'll be. Hi Harsh, you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Bharat,
Yes.
you tell us before like some type of cyber crime in include this. So that one you give us a financial fraud and cyber is
Espionage.
yeah. So these two we have
Cyber,
to work, yeah.
cyber espionage, financial fraud, and one more was there.
Intellectual property theft.
Intellectual property theft.
Yeah, these three we have to homework, yeah.
Only one topic you have to take.
Okay, one topic. Okay, understand.
Yeah. Financial fraud, cyber, intellectual property.
Okay, I'm going to take financial fraud, yeah.
Financial fraud you are taking, okay?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll update in that group, right?
So sorry, Bharat. The what do we need to do? Discuss with, like, we need to find it out about the topics related to cybercrime. What we need to do means in a group. What we need to share.
Means you have to share like what is whatever topic that you have. Suppose Yamini already taken the
Fine.
financial fraud, right? So what is financial fraud and how to mitigate that? Means what step can be taken by the companies to eliminate the financial fraud? What can it impact, right? Means what is financial fraud? What is its impact and how can be eliminated? These three things that you need.
Thank you. So I'm not sure, but I think I take the cyber one, the second one.
Cyber espionage.
Yes.
Okay. Fraud.
So, Bharat, this video is a record. So, whenever we want to open, so we can open it or not?
I'll discuss with Sam and try to give you the access of these recordings.
Okay, thank you so much.
And Harsh, the last topic is left for you, intellectual property.
Yeah, the intellect. Yes.
We don't have a choice.
No, I was anyways waiting for the remaining one only because all three are new
You are
for
waiting for
us.
me to
So
assign this
no,
topic.
no, no, no. Anyways, it's all new for us. So
Yes.
I thought like it's better to just wait for the remaining one.
Yeah, this is a new subject for us. So yes, it's take
Yeah.
time. But yeah, we will try our best to at least.
True.
And it's some difficult in the beginning, but yes, if you be on the track, then it would be easy for you also. It's not like a kind of rocket science, right? When I was new into the cybersecurity, I find it difficult in the beginning, but yeah, once I get on a track, it becomes easy. It becomes easy to analyze the incident. It becomes easy to find out the uh, I indicator of compromise, indicator of threats, right? And the reporting to client is also easy, right? In the beginning, one time you have to do the research, right? You have to find out the mitigation steps. But yeah, if if it's once in your what you can say, once in your job profile, that once you do this task, it becomes easy for you to for other tickets also, you can manage it easily, right? So yeah, it's the importance of cybersecurity, right? So do you find it is it required or not required? Is there any need of cybersecurity or not? What you suggest?
It's just a beginning of this course, so let's see what's happening in ahead.
If you are taking care of your physical assets, so do you find is it important in terms of cybersecurity?
Yeah, definitely it is much needed as an essential part. We are taking care of our house by ages. It's not about something technology or something. It's just basic needs. And generally normal people should be
And
aware
everything.
of this. Yeah, definitely.
So right, we have some key concept about for importance of the cybersecurity, right? So first thing is the CIA Triads that we have just discussed, right? That in order to keep our resource intact, available to our authorized users, and available authorized users, it's very important for to maintain the CIA Triads, right? There are some tools, technologies, there are some concepts that can be implemented, and we can implement the CIA Triads and make sure that the CIA Triad is followed, right? The second thing is authentication and authorization, right? Right? Authentication and authorization, right? It's for understanding the importance of the cyber security, right? So authentication and authorization, right, means, so for example, whenever you are logging into your bank system, right, you are using your username, you are using your password,
Password. Yeah.
right? So I don't know about your username password, right? So suppose I want to get into the account of Yami, right? With any user and any password, can I get into the account of Yamini? No, right?
Oh, yeah.
That username and password must be matched in the
Understood.
database of the bank, right? This is the process is called authentication. Means verifying the user identity. If suppose Bharat at the rate abc.com is my username, right? And 1234567 is my password. So that username and password is getting saved, is managed in the server of my company. Then and then only I can access those resources, right? If I want to access the internal website of my company, I'll have to provide my username and password. Those username and password get authenticated, right? Means they were checked in the backend in the database, and then they will provide me the access of the website, internal website, right? So this is called authentication. After authentication, there is process called authorization, right? Once see, so authentication, right? So we can use the password, right? Whenever you are checking in the company, right? You might provide the biometric, or you might have the key card in order to get into the check-in and check-out, right? Correct. And third thing for authentication is the we can say that it's an MFA, two-factor authentication. These three mechanisms can be used in the authentication process. Agree? Passwords, biometrics, and two-factor authentication. These are the three things that must be keep in mind while you are providing the authentication to the user. After once authentication is successful, once the username and password are matched, right? Once I have provided the correct code with two-factor authentication into the system, once I provide the correct biometric to my authentication device, then comes the authorization. It means the user is validated, and now that user is authorized to use the resources, right? So it determines that what authenticated users in the system are allowed to do, right? Suppose in an organization, there is a CEO, there is a CFO, there is a CTO, there is a senior manager, there is an engineer, there is a contractor, right? So this is the hierarchy of the hierarchy they are following in the company, right? So do you think that what the level of access the CEO is having, the same level of access is engineer is also be having that access?
No.
No, right?
Oh, not at
Means
all.
CEO is at the higher authority, right? So in a company there is an authorized
The label.
every level they have authorized resources which are allocated, and based on the authentication process, those resources will get authorized, right? So for authorization, authentication is compulsory. If you will not, authentication is not completed successfully, you will not get authorized to that particular resources, right? So each and every level, there is a sort of permission and access control is provided, right? So based on that, you will be provided the authorization, correct? Authentication and authorization. Is it clear you?
Yes.
Third point is the encryption. Please make the note of these points, right? The few points are in the PPT and few points that I have listed down, right? So encryption is the we are converting the data into the code form or unreadable form, right? So it's very important in this field of cybersecurity. Whenever you are storing your data in the server, I think you understand the server, right? Server, endpoint, network, these things are, I think you have some idea. So you have some data on the server, right? And it's not like that I'll just copy and paste it from a device and put it in the server, right? Proper encryption must be provided while you are keeping your data at rest in the server, right? If you are not providing some kind of encryption process, the data is directly in the readable form to the outside user or a cyber criminal, right? So it becomes difficult for cyber criminal to decrypt that data, right, and to use their own benefit, right? So this encryption helps the authorized user to use that data and prevents the unauthorized access and tampering of the data with the help of encryption, right? Encryption means we are converting the data into unreadable form with the help of key. If when in encryption process, suppose I have the block of data, right? I have added one encryption key, and suppose, for example, ABC is my data. I have provided encryption key +1. It means all the data in the data block must get upgraded to +1. Means A becomes B, B becomes C becomes D, and this way. And in decryption process, right, I need to minus that one from the data, so that if the data which is there in the data block, I need to subtract -1 from that data, and I'll get the original form of data, correct? This is the simple example of encryption. Here, this is now the fourth one is the firewall, right? Firewall is like a gatekeeper for your network. Suppose in an organization, if you have some experience, you have your own company, if you are you have your own infrastructure, you are logging into their system, using their database, you are using the files, you are sharing your emails, everything you are doing on your internet, on your network, right? So if there is a website, right, I have my website, suppose tryhardintelligence.com is my own website, right? And suppose it's not like that the outside user must not visit my, I'm also care of my traffic, because more traffic will come, I'll get more businesses. But I'm not sure that all the traffic are legitimate, right? There might be some unusual users are trying to access my website, right? So what I did, in order to filter out the malicious user, right, I kept firewall. So firewall, what will do? It will become a gatekeeper, right? Like in a company, there is a main gate and there is also a security staff which are standing at the gate. They will ask for, if a new person comes to their company, they will ask, they will verify the identity, they will check with the internal employees that so and so person came to our organization, is it authorized to come into the campus or not. So similar thing was done by the firewall, right? Firewall will check based on incoming and outgoing traffic. If in firewall rules we have defined that if the user is malicious, just block the IP address. So firewall will act as a barrier between trusted, means only trusted traffic will get into my network. Untrusted traffic will get eliminated, right? So this is the basic function of firewall. Second, third, the fourth thing is the
Sorry,
intrusion
Bharat,
rate. Yes,
Bharat,
yes.
you can see the on the screen these topics. Can you please?
Yeah, I will share it with these points with you, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So just make a note of those things, right? I will share this prepare one PDF file, and I will
Okay, no.
shortly share it with you. I will
Yeah.
share this presentation also.
Okay.
So intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention system, right? Means intrusion means attack, means there must be a mechanism in my network which detects the attack, which detects the indicator of compromise, which detects the indicator of attack, and apply the prevention steps on its own, right? So for that purpose, we have intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention system. In short, we can say that IDS and IPS, right? So we can say that IDS, what will do? IDS will monitor the network activities and malicious. This is the malicious activities, and this is not a malicious activity. This is legitimate traffic. This is not legitimate. This is the authorized user. This is not authorized user. So this is the basic task of intrusion detection system. Intrusion prevention system, what it will do? It will detect and prevent it. It will identify threat and in real time, and it will block and mitigate the harmful activities, right? So it's a mechanism, it's a device, it's a form of device, hardware device, and it's a form of software form also there. In software form, that we just need to install in our server, and it will, we need to configure some rules, and it will start functioning as based on that. And we also have physical, means hardware IDS and IPS, and we need to install in our network area, and then it will start functioning based on that, right? IDS, and this is the intrusion detection and prevention system. And the sixth one is vulnerability management, right? Vulnerability management is the identifying weaknesses in the system, identifying loopholes in the system, right? For example, we have our house, correct? Right? In our house, there is one main gate, right? And there are multiple windows in our house, right? So what we will do, for proper security, we will provide you some kind of biometric lock or some extra security lock on our doors, right? But there are also few windows which are exposed to the outside users, right? So these extra windows are called vulnerabilities in our house, right? Vulnerabilities means loopholes. Loopholes means weaknesses, right? So in our server, or for example in our website, right, there are several some kind of loopholes are there might, right? Suppose for example I got a news that your website has been hacked. So how it is hacked? It is hacked with the help of the loopholes. Means proper security of the website was not maintained on that window, right? Window in terms of server, network, and website, window is termed as a port, right? Port on which my website is running. So proper security of port or that window is not maintained, then my website may got hacked, correct? So this comes under the vulnerability management, right? The second thing is the risk management, right? Risk management is identifying and assessing and prioritizing the risk of the organization's information. For example, in my company, I have servers. I have one web server. I have one application server on which my mobile application was configured, right? One web server is there, and on that my website is hosted. One email server is there on which my email and communication is happening. One file transfer FTP server is there, which is called file transfer server, on which I am able to share the files with my users, right? So there are several type of resources are there in the infrastructure, right? In network infrastructure. So we need to analyze the whole infrastructure. What are the servers? What are the web servers? What are the file transfer server? What are the email server? What is database server, right? And we need to assess that how critical data is held by those type of servers, right? And based on that, we can define the risk management, right? So that proper risk security of those resources can be maintained, correct? The third, one more thing is the incident response. Means it's incident response is the structured approach. Means suppose a cyber criminal is trying to access some resources from Russia, for example, right? A user from Russia is trying to access my website, right? So what I'll do, I have to analyze that a incident is coming. It has the IP address. The IP address is from Russia, and now my company has designed one policy that whenever the IP address is coming from certain countries like Korea or Russia or United States, we must block all the IP address. So we have to follow the structured approach in order to handle such kind of incident, right? So for example, IP address coming from Russia. So what I'll do, I saw that there is an IP address, right? It is into my website, in my server, right? It is from Russia, right? So what according to my policy, what I should do, I should straight away block that particular IP address. This is called an incident response, right? So, and again, there is a called, we can say that it's an security awareness program training. Means our user must be educated effectively so that they can follow the best practices when it comes to the cyber hygiene, right? They should not click on any other website. They should not go click on any other offers and offers on the emails that are getting, which helps them to security conscious culture and reduce the risk of the human error, right? It's a human error which can lead to a cyber understanding and implementing these key cyber security concept is very essential by providing proper awareness and training program to the users, right? So this is the importance of the cyber security, right? I hope it is clear to all of you. the terms and the terminologies and all that. These terminologies will see. I'm covering these terminologies on the first day because this is the introduction part, right? An introduction. You have 1 week to refer these type of topics. It's not at all difficult. It's just a theoretical concept. But yes, if you know the theoretical concepts are clear, it would be very easy for you to go further deep into the other topics also, right? All about the what we can say the importance of cybersecurity, right? Once you get on track, you will also find out the new terms, technologies, and new points in this cybersecurity importance also, right? And the last is the most and sorry. So we have discussed it's already there in this uh, presentation, last slide, right? Can you look into that?
Sorry.
The points that we have discussed for the importance and key concept, it's already there in the
Slide.
So let's discuss the few more points that are SIEM also, right? So the incident response we already discussed, right?
Yes.
So then there's the SIEM, security information and event management, right? So this is what we can say the core of our training program, right? We are going to focus on the security information and event management. The company, they come see security. SIEM is the tool, right? And SOC is the infrastructure. So you must understand why you are learning SOC and what is SIEM, right? So SOC is the infrastructure provided by the company, Security Operations Center, right? SOC form is Security Operations Center. And in order to manage the daily activities of SOC, we have a centralized system called SIEM, Security Information and Event Management, right? So SIEM can be based on the vendors, right? There are multiple vendors who are providing their own SIEM, right? So we'll discuss later, right? So it's a centralized tool, right? So we have already discussed, like in our infrastructure, there are servers, there are web servers, there are application server, there is a firewall, there is a router, there is a switches, there is a hub, there is a ISP, there is a data server, there is a file transfer server. Everything are got interconnected with each other, right? And each and every action in the network is generating a log, right? If you are turning on your system, it will generate a log. If you are refreshing your system, it will generate a log. If you are click on the browser, it will generate a log. So start your system till you do all the tasks in whole day of your 8 hours. Just imagine how much log is a single system is generating in a day, right? If someone is trying to access your website, it will generate a log. If there is an IP address, there is a log. If it is accessing an account, there is a log, right? So everything is maintained in a log, and these logs are raw logs in the form of electrical pulses, right? But if you look at the log file, right, it will generate a text in text format, right? In chunk values, you will not able to read anything if you have a raw log file. I'll show you the example in our practical session how raw log file is look like. So this raw log file is fed into the SIEM, right? So what SIEM will do, SIEM will correlate, manipulate those data, analyze those data, and they will, and SIEM will create an incident, right? For each and every log, SIEM will create an incident and it will show you in clear. So this is the importance of SIEM. So each and every company has their own SIEM, right? And whole infrastructure is integrated with that SIEM so that you can monitor the real-time traffic analysis of your network infrastructure, right? So if you have integrated SIEM in your environment, someone from Russia is trying to access your resources, it will straight away trigger an incident with an IP address. That so and so IP address is trying to access your resources and the location is from Russia, right? Clear? So this is the main task of SIEM. And once you get the incident, you can investigate it, you can analyze it, you can present it to the IT team, you can present it to the stakeholders, upper management, and whatever actions that needed to be required to be taken, they will on the spot, they will complete that task, right? So this is the importance. So SIEM, the SOC engineers are that's why we can say that these SOC engineers are the front line of the security system, right? So SOC engineer is responsible for detecting this type of system, is giving the incidents, but must be a person who can analyze, who can see that log, who can analyze, investigate, and provide a report to the client, right? So this is the importance of SIEM. The 11th thing is the penetration testing. Penetration testing is the finding the loopholes, as we have discussed it. And pen testing will create an virtual environment, right? In vulnerability assessment, we have find out all the loopholes. We have all the find out. We have created a document which contains a loophole, weaknesses, everything. Pen testing activities, what they will do? Pen tester will do a live simulated attack with the permission of the CEO or upper management, right? And once they utilize those vulnerabilities, right, weaknesses, and try to exploit that weaknesses in real time, right? So that the upper management can clearly see that so and so. Suppose, for example, they have tried to perform SQL injection, right, on their database. So SQL is the query language that can be used in the database, correct? So now that database contains the username, password, everything, right? So SQL injection, we have the query language, then they can able to manipulate the data in the database server, right? So now you have the you have clearly demonstrated the attack, and then that report can be presented to the upper level so that this proper security can be maintained. Thus, the next thing is the multi-factor authentication, right? Multi-factor authentication. It's we already discussed this. Like it's a two or more verification factor that can be done with the help of we can say Microsoft Authenticator app or Google Authenticator app, right? And we can also implement the OTP also, right? And also there is one more authentication process is there. It's called biometric, right? If you provide your thumb impression, then only you can get the access of that particular resources. If you have watch some movies in that they are providing their palm as a biometric authentication process. Without providing their biometric authentication, they will not be able to open the locker and all that. So this is called the multi-factor authentication process. The next thing is the zero trust model, right? It's like never trust and verify, and always verify. Zero trust means trust is zero here, right? So before authorizing any user, first of all, we need to verify who is the user. Is it the same as in our environment? So it assumes that the threat can exist in anywhere, both inside also and outside also, and the network, and requires a strict verification for every person and a device not attempting to access the resources, right? So for example, in zero trust model ensures the never trust and always verify. So for example, my username credential is with Harsh, right? Harsh is trying to log in into my system with my credential, but the device is different. I'm using my laptop, but Harsh is trying to access it from his laptop. So in the zero trust model, it will verify the user credential also and the device also, that the IP address and MAC address is also becomes the same, right? So this is the zero trust model. The next thing is the data loss prevention, right? Data loss prevention means the sensitive data must not be lost, right? It must not be misused or cannot be accessed by the unauthorized user, right? So simple and dictionary meaning of data loss prevention: data loss prevention. The word itself is saying that the policy is designed to prevent the sensitive data from being lost, misused, and getting access to unauthorized access, right? So for that purpose, or DLP, or data loss prevention solution, we need to monitor, detect, and potential data breaches. So we need to take care of that in DLP, right? And the last thing is security awareness training that we have already discussed, right? In these terminologies, if you find any doubts, any topics which is not cup of your tea, please let me know. We can discuss it right now. Or if you are not feeling comfortable to discuss right now, you can research about that, right? Ping me in the WhatsApp whenever required, right? And we'll discuss these things. But yeah, please let me know if you have any queries, doubts, because this is the end of our today's session.
As of now, there's nothing in mind, but yeah, I would go through every topics, and if there's something, I'll definitely ping you in WhatsApp.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Mini, Nika.
Thank you so much, Bharat. Yeah, is at the moment we don't have any question, but yeah, once we search it out, or if any like if we don't understand or something like that, we can contact you by WhatsApp.
Sure.
Yeah, same things, Bharat. If I have any query or anything, I will text you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
If you yeah, please. Yeah.
yeah, there is another one more thing. Actually, I'm doing shift work. So if I'm get stuck anywhere, like I'm not available or anything, so I will let you know in advance. And
Yeah, sure.
yeah, and 11th of August, I'm available to join the session.
11th of August. Let me
Yeah.
see my calendar. Because these sessions are
Only one
busy.
set Sunday is very difficult to join for me. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
And I don't
We'll
any session actually.
okay, no problem. We'll try to provide you the recording if possible, right? And let's see. No worries, no problem.
Thank you, Bharat. Thank you.
So thank you all. It's nice to be with you, and thank you very much for joining the session. And if you find it boring or some only lecture, please let me know. We'll change the pattern, right? There are lots of uh, practical session is going to come, right? So in the beginning, it would be it would be look like a theoretical, but yeah, I'll show you how the basics also in practical format. And yes, when we comes at the SIEM implementation, right, we will going to be do it totally on practical mode, right? I will help you how to how to take the subscription of the SIEM, how to onboard it on your environment, how to integrate various log sources into their environment, and how you can monitor, how you can monitor and investigate those incidents, how you can prepare those reports, right? And how you can present it to the client, right? So whole life cycle I have designed in, so we'll discuss it later on. But yeah, in order to clear out your fundamentals and basics and networking concept, we have to go through this theoretical model, right? So thank you very much for joining the call.
Yeah.
We'll see you on next Saturday and Sunday with second and third module. I think the first module is almost complete. If you, meanwhile, you refer it. If you have any queries, doubt, please let me know. We'll sort it out by taking a session or any mode, right? So thank you
Yeah.
very much for
Yeah.
joining the call. Okay?
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Share this video like this assessment to us, so at least if we stuck anywhere, so we will see the and we will get the answer on it.
Yes, I will surely.
Yeah.
I will share. I will discuss with Sam, and then we'll provide you the recordings based on their norms and all that. Right? Okay.
Thank you, Bharat.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.